fucking damn videos, man. They're never fucking long enough for me to give it out what I want to fucking say. I can make a long. I need to get out a lot of shit. It's never fucking long enough, man. Cuts me off right in mid thought. But anyway, here I go up with more. It's like, we only got so much time in the day to do what we need to do. You only get to pick and choose. Sometimes it might be just one thing that you get to do, or a couple things that you get to do that day for yourself. That's actually real. That can benefit you. That helps you. The rest of it's hurting you. Everything that I was doing before was hurting me. That's why I was always drinking and smoking cigarettes and doing partying and doing things, and I always had to recover from some major injury, or I was always hurting. And boy, I haven't been hurt or sick in so long. I don't let myself experience that. And look what I'm going through now. I'm about to lose everything. I should be in. I should be scared and worried and all that, but none of that. My friend says you're gonna die on the forest floor. No, dude, I was picking wood up off of the forest floor today and made myself a nice fire, like I told you, and had myself all warm. And it was so nice to find peace out there. I found more peace out there than I've ever found in years sitting in here. So if I wouldn't have made this change and said, "Hey, I'm tired of the system. I'm taking off with what money I've made before they take it all from me, before they take my life savings from me, I'm going to go spend it on me." And then when that runs out, I'll take it from there. And even if I don't have anything, people will help me out. It doesn't matter. If you're a good person and you can go up and talk to people like I just did. I just went out and talked to a bunch of even homeless people, people and homeless, but they were all homeless. A bunch of homeless people, and me too, And I told them, I said, we're not homeless. I said, the world is our home. And the guy goes, "You're right, man. You're right." And he saw, I made him feel better. I'm out there making people feel better. It's not, and I said, I got done having a big old cup full of hot chocolate on my grill out there. I was doing just fine. I had my nice grill out there, on my grill. And I was grilling up some hot chocolate out there, and women was looking at me, and even this guy was looking at me over there, and he saw me making my with fire coming off of my grill, and and I was warming up my hands with it, and he looked at me like, and he had a wife and a kid and everything, but he still had his iPhone and everything, but he looked over at me and gave me a deep stare, like he knew what I was up to, and he was enjoying what I was doing more than what he was doing, because being on your phone and sitting there, running around the park with a dog is not as fun as lighting a fire. You know what I mean? Lighting a fire and having the wood, your actual self. I was burning it and making the wood myself, and there was smoke going everywhere. You know what I mean? And for a little bit, and then it caught way down to just a fire, and I'm sitting there making chocolate milk. You know what I mean? And making my own vegan chocolate milk made out of distilled water. I don't use milk. It's made out of distilled water and almonds. It's almond milk made with distilled water, and I was having that with chocolate with cacao and organic cane sugar added to that, and that's what I had. And I had all that in a mason jar, and I took everything in a bag up there, all ready to go. So all I had to do was, and then I found some kindling under the trees, so it was all free. I found kindling and some wood, some beautiful little pieces of wood that fell naturally from the trees. That's what we need to be doing. And then I lit a fire, and I lit three of them, three little fires, and they built up, and I was able to keep myself warm, and nobody bothered me. They all looked at me like, "Wow, that looks like interesting." They were more interested in how calmly I was doing things and going about my life, and how beautiful and the wonderful smells that were coming off of it, and the aromas. I mean, it was making everybody really feel good out there. So if you want to connect with the earth, and that's what we need to be doing every day, and that's all I did today mostly. And that's it. I'm back in the house. And then if I was homeless, which I will be, which it doesn't matter, I would find a tree to sleep under, or somewhere to sleep under, and get a tarp and a little tent, and hook up this little thing right here, and find some wood, and put it in this thing right here, and light it up, and I can cook, and I've got all my cooking taken care of right here, and a heater. It's a heater and a cooker all in one. And I opened up my jacket and put my scarves against it, and all that heat came in on me, and I was like, "Hey, man, that's I have adventure though. I have adventure and some heat up there. Yeah, it's going to be rougher out there at times than it will be in here, but I'm not going to get this headache from looking at the computer screen all day, and I get sick from it. Like I said, I puked right after that. I was sun gazing, and after all that fire went into me, the smoke and the heat from that fire that I had right here, I kept holding it in my face, and it was so hot. But this is a different kind of heat than the heater from the air conditioner and the damn heater from these apartments. That isn't natural heat. This is from wood, from them being outside. This is a different kind of heat, and this was coming at me differently. It was making me feel differently. I was looking at the sun at the same time. Boy, I'm telling you, I got healed so quick. I could just feel my sinuses and everything clear right there. It was like, whoop, my headache went away, and I was all laughing with the squirrels. The two squirrels ran up and started dancing in front of me, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, now this is what I need to be doing with my life. Now, what are you doing today? You know, and I was like, this is what I'm doing today. See, it's all about where are you at and what you doing. Where are you at and what are you doing at that moment and today? What are you doing right now? We know where. This is what I'm doing. See, I've got the best life ever. I've got the best life ever because I decided to do it. You see what I'm saying? This is look how good my life is compared to what you're doing. What are you doing? Even that guy with the wife and kids looked over at me like he was jealous because he's like, I get to light this big fire with all this smoke and cook hot chocolate over it. And I had a big old cup mug full of hot chocolate. I'm sitting there drinking it. And it was all hot and it warmed my whole insides with cacao and all the natural distilled water. And this was all medicine for the body and soul. And then I came home and did a yoga workout, and I rubbed and massaged my body, all the parts that were hurting on me that was causing the rest of my headache. And now I completely feel good from head to toe. And that's what's most important to me and to all of us, is to make sure that you take care of yourself each day. And I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was going to work or had to answer the phone and pay bills. And just, I'm not going to don't do anything that they say anymore. Just don't do it. You know what I mean? Don't do it. Do what you need to do that day. You know what I mean? All I got to do is look at the sun, clean myself up, you know what I mean, and find ways to do that. Find ways to take care of yourself. You know what I mean? And today was a good day to find out this right here. It doesn't mean I'm going to get all the pleasures that I have in here, all of the perks that I'm going to have in here, but it doesn't mean that I can't rent a hotel room or a motel room every now and then, once a week when I'm out there. You know what I mean? And clean myself up and get myself right back to where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I'd rather have the adventure of being out there than being stuck in here all the time. 24/7 is going to kill you. We're not meant to be in these fucking apartments. It will literally kill you. I told you, they're aiming to kill your spirit and your body by, you can't sit sedentary like this. You can't live these sedentary lifestyle. Even if you're moving in your apartment, you're still looking at video screens all the time. You're doing repetitive acts that are going to kill you eventually. Eventually, they're going to wear you down. I mean, you're going to get the routine of what you do, coming back to the same spot every day, and every day to the same places and doing the same things all the time. You're like hunched over and all. You have days that are bad where your back hurts, and it's not good for you. That's going to kill you eventually. You can't have bad moments or bad days or anything. We need to take care of ourselves first. I mean, that's what I'm doing. You got to focus on that. What are you doing for yourself? My health I've got things that are showing up health-wise on me, that I need to take care of too. Like right now I have an inguinal hernia right now. I'm pushing down because my intestines keep bursting through. You know what I mean? And causing it's called an inguinal hernia that I have to get used to. So I have to reach down here and literally push my intestines in. It's from athletes have it. It doesn't mean the end of the world, but it hurts. It hurts a little bit sometimes. It's gross, and you got to get used to it. It'll drive you crazy. You get used to it. But things happen with us. You know what I mean? We get things. I got what's called an inguinal hernia. My intestines are coming up. You know what I mean? And it comes up through right near the groin area. And I have to push it back down. And sometimes it happens over and over again in a day. It drives me crazy, but it happened a few months ago. But I looked and researched it. And everybody's got athletes and young people and old people, and you can have good days where you can get. But it's not a health issue unless you if you take care of yourself and don't get any bad foods and stuff. You can get an infection. But I eat good foods and keep clean, and you can live with this just fine. It's those things that you don't need to rush to the doctor and have them cut you open and let them say it's cancerous and and make up some shit. Look it up yourself and find out what you got, what's wrong with you, and take care of yourself. Stay alive every day. See, I'm fine now. You know what I mean? I'm fine. I know what I have. I'm not going to the doctor and have them cut it out. I'll take care of it myself. You know what I mean? I'll live with it. People can live fine with the issues, but if you take care of yourself right, but if you eat bad foods and you're doing bad habits, then no, you're gonna die. I'm not doing any bad habits. I don't have nothing wrong with me at all. That's nothing wrong with me. The only thing I have is that showed up, And that's because I'm doing extreme workouts, as you see, and extreme athletes get those. They get inguinal hernias, you know. So uh, I can live with it. I stuff the towel down there and I have other ways that I can make it go away. So I can spend pain, days without it. It doesn't hurt. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it doesn't. So you don't even notice it at all. So it just depends on what your mindset is. But I'm healthy. I'm more healthy now than I've ever been in my life. Even in my 20s, I was, like I said, I was always sick, always drunk with my friends, out drinking and throwing up all the time because I was an alcoholic, and drug addict, doing drugs, always coming down off drugs, up and down off of drugs, meth and coke, but all my friends were doing it. Everybody was doing it around me, so I really didn't have a choice. I grew up around it. My dad was a drug addict, and I grew up around my mom's an alcoholic. I've had alcoholic and drug addict people around me, and people that did heroin. I've been around drugs all my life, but now I don't do drugs at all. For the last 7, 8 years, I haven't touched anything. About 6 years with cocaine was the last thing I touched. And I was like, oh, that's it, I'm done. And I haven't drank or smoked cigarettes or nothing. All I do is smoke good weed, like I did today with that guy. I went and smoked GDP with somebody, and I got rid of my headache, and now I feel good. And I was getting ready to do some push-ups, which I did earlier. Some really good push-ups and squats after I did some sun gazing and lit a fire earlier, which made me feel better. So I'm saying I did what I needed to do for me in the day, and that's all I'm going to do is pick. It might be 1 or 2 things that I do in a day, and that's all I get to do, in that day. But I'm going to put it all together real quick when I'm not throwing my. It's going to be a survival. That's why this song by Mushroom Head, it's a simple survival. Everything's going to change in my life. I might not have any of this stuff. I might not even be able to talk to you again for a long time because I might not have a computer for a long time. So things are going to change. But it's going to be more healthy for me. It's just a healthy change. I can't be on this computer all the time and live in this life like this. I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to be here. I'm going to miss my birds. I was crying about the birds earlier, and I'm going to miss things, but I still don't want to be here. I need to leave. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be on YouTube. There's nothing here for me. There's nothing here for any of us. You can only watch so much YouTube and Netflix and TV, and then YouTube is to find out about flat Earth. That's why we're on YouTube. YouTube and all this media was to find out that the Earth was flat and that there's more land that goes on forever. And then, holy holy that you found that out. You better be lucky and praise this lucky skies that you got and learned this. Because you got sacred knowledge now and the truth coming from people like me, telling you the real truth. So that's what I'm going to go do is spread truth to people. They need to hear this. It's the most important truth that I'm going to get out everywhere I go. People are just going to give me what I need. Because they're going to say, wow, that's what this guy said. He said, keep doing what you're doing, man. He says, do you need donations? Whatever you need, here, keep going. That's what everybody does to me. Wherever I go, they help me out. They can let me stay with them. I've been homeless before. It's fucking no, you're not homeless. The earth is your home. I'm telling you, as I'm saying, you're not homeless. The earth is your home. And that's what that homeless guy said. He says, you're right. And he was listening to me today. And it takes all the fear out of being homeless when you go out there and you see the world as your home. It's all that fear goes away, and you look at everybody differently. You look at everybody like little gnomes, like they're a bunch of gnomes, and everybody's your friends. We're all coming together to congregate. And have fun because you're bored and you don't want to be stuck in this apartment. You want to get out of the prisons that you're put in. You realize what's going on. Once you realize the truth, then the world opens up to you, and it becomes fun instead of scary. All that fear goes away, and you start seeing the joy like I did today. Lighting big fires in the sun and watching smoke come off of it, which everybody was looking at me like, wow, he's living his life. I was like, yep, you can too. All you gotta do is let go of those fears. The guy from the city walked by with the city truck, and he saw me with all that, and he didn't even stop and do anything about it. He just looked at it and goes, cool. I was like, yeah, man, what are you gonna say? There's nothing you can say, buddy. I'm gonna live my life, man. Live your life. Let's go to the North Pole together, too. Freedom for everybody. And let's go to the North Pole together and see the Aurora Borealis together, all right, and talk about it. Let's all have a big discussion about what we think life is about, what's important, what the purpose of life. I love you all.